Alright guys, welcome to the Trading Edge video. Had a bit of a technical issue with my mic last night, so I didn't release the Trading Edge video, so it came out without no audio. So what I thought I'd do is, I got it working last night, and we came into the live room and I thought I'll just put out a bit of a special edition and throw it onto YouTube, because this is a video that myself and Akil release every day, just to show the trades on our radar for the following day, and taking into account any economic news releases, things like that. And then as we go into the live room, the guys in the platform come in and see the application side of what it really looks like to be a consistently profitable trader. So inside the platform, they're learning, they're going through all the courses, they're using the tools. And then the live room is a place where you can come and see what the application side looks like. So it's what real trading actually looks like. So I thought in this video, we did some analysis in the live room. I was in a couple of trades. There's one trade that I'm looking out for on the Aussie CAD. I'm in a trade on the pound dollar, and really get a good insight into the discipline that's required to maintain consistent profitability. Because one of the biggest things traders struggle with is taking profits early. And every time market goes in their favor, they get tempted to take profits early, and what they end up doing is jeopardizing the whole system, destroying the whole system by continually taking profits early, and then when the price action goes against them, they take bigger losses. And it doesn't take long to blow your account that way. So one of the biggest benefits from being in the live room, and we've got quite a lot of professional traders in there now, and they're there for the same reason as we all are, because trading's lonely. But you come in and you get that belief transference of sticking to the plan. Because if you're out there on your own and you're just taking trades, and you see price action push down to almost hit your target, you haven't got anyone around you to tell you to stick to the plan, to sort of G you up and say keep going with the plan. And that's one of the most beneficial things, particularly for new traders coming in, because they get belief transference that that is actually what it takes to be consistently profitable. You have to have the discipline of sticking to the plan, and it's commonly overlooked. So in this morning's live room, we just finished up looking for a higher high close on the Aussie CAD. I'm also short the pound dollar, which I'm going to explain through the whole trade and thought process on that. And I'm also got another trade on the euro yen and the dollar yen and the New Zealand dollar, but I'm going to take you through a couple of the pairs now. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so let's look at the Aussie CAD. If you've been reading price action, if you've been doing some of the emergence course, if you're new, right, we're looking at this market. We saw that we were putting in new lows, new lows, new lows, and new lows. We got a double bottom. Okay, market ran out of steam. We had that bullish divergence here. RSI went oversold, bullish divergence. We then failed to put in a new low. We put in a higher low and then an initial structure high. We violate the previous outside return, giving us an initial structure high. We then pull back down, giving us a outside return, and then we put in a new high, a new structure high. Okay, so we've got now a bullish trend. Now we are at this previous level of resistance, which will give a trading opportunity to a counter trend trader or a trend continuation trader, depending on what type of trader you are. I'm looking for trend continuation in this instance, so we're looking for bullish trend. Okay, now I'm going to scrub these off and make it even more clearer as we drop down the time frame. So at the moment we've put in a new high, outside return, new high, outside return, right? First place I'm going to be looking for buying this up is a first chance Jason Graystone first chance entry, which is down here. All right. Now, in order to get that, I need price action to push right back down into this zone and then get a double bottom here in this zone on the lower time frame, so on the 60. All right. Failing that, the bigger kill zone is down here, which is going to be too big because I need under 100 pips of risk. So we're talking about 30 pips below this low, which is going to put us down at 77. All right. We know we can't have more than 100 pips on the table, so we're looking at stop loss around this level here, based on the current ATR. And then I can look for a higher high, higher close in this zone here, right? And then the last chance entry will be a double bottom on a lower time frame in this zone here. So there's lots of different ways that I can enter this. There's another way as well, which could be a pattern trade. So say we do something like that. Then I can enter this aggressively as a pattern trade, but instead of taking conventional targets, I'll be taking targets at a retest of the high. Okay. So 4 hour is a little bit of a way off, isn't it? So what can we do? We can drop down the time frames and see if we've got an opportunity a bit low, on the lower time frames, you know, a bit sooner. So we're now looking at, let's remove this. We're now looking at this new high, outside return, new high, outside return. This would have been a kill zone. Okay, we didn't quite get a higher high, higher close in the zone. However, have we tested the highs yet? Nacho, that's what I was looking at. No, we haven't retested the highs. What is this? What is this little pullback called? Complex pullback. Yeah, it's essentially a ABCD move within the pullback. Okay, so a move within a move. Move within the outside return. So as we pushed back down here, right, first thing I'm looking at is this level, is this zone here, right? Didn't get that. Second zone I'm looking at is this zone here. Now, first thing I want to make sure is that I get a 1-to-1 risk reward. Now, do we get a 1-to-1 risk reward here? Well, let's see. We've got to go 10 pips below the low plus front running. So that's going to put us down at 55. Let me just make sure I got that right. 67. Yeah, so 55. We're then looking for a retest of the highs. Okay, so we want to adjust this stop loss to half because I have a minimum 1-to-1 rule. And I know where my stop's going and I know where my target's going at the moment. So let's draw this on and get ahead of the game. Let's colour this green. Remove that and then just adjust our kill zone to here. Now I now know that I can't enter this trade any lower than 0.193. Does that make sense so far? Everyone following this process? All right. So all we're waiting for in this zone is a higher high, higher close candle. That's all I'm waiting for. So I know at the moment it's going to be quite difficult. Well, put it this way. The close of this candle isn't going to work, is it? Because look at the high. Here's the high. Here's the high. Right on that 0.193. So if we close above these highs, we're going to be outside of my kill zone. Does that make sense? If this candle, this next candle closes above the high of the previous candle, we're going to be outside of my kill zone. Therefore, that doesn't meet my rules. Therefore, even if it's 1 pip, 2 pips, I do not get tempted to take the trade. That's not what I tested. I have no idea what the results are of doing that. So we just wait patiently. We wait very, very patiently. We may get another push down, another candle down, and then I'm looking for a higher high, higher close. And just so you guys don't, you know, in case you guys don't know what that is, it looks like this. Okay, so I'm looking for a candle that breaks and closes above the high of the previous candle. All right. So that's all I'm looking for in this blue zone that we've drawn out here. Now the last chance entry will be down here. Okay, if we can push, if we don't get the higher close and we just push right down here, this is where I'll look for that double bottom, and I can drop down to a lower time frame to get that double bottom. And then I can look to enter this as a double bottom with targets right up here. Now, does anyone know why? Because you might say, well, hang on, Jason, if it's pushed all the way down, right down to the low, you're getting the best, absolute best price for the trade. Why don't you just enter aggressively? Does anyone know why I wouldn't enter aggressively? Deep retracement means weaker trend, yeah. Yeah, because more often than not, right, we see this, a strong trend is like this, right? Strong trend, what does resistance become? Support. Okay, so when we've got a strong trend, resistance normally becomes support. And when we're trending very, very harmonically, you normally see these equal measured moves as well. Okay. But then what happens when we do something like this? Market running out of steam, right? So if we're likely to pull all the way back down into previous and test this previous support level again, well, then the chances are the market could be running out of steam. And more often than not, this is the start of some kind of consolidation or reversal or rotation. Okay, so I want to be conservative because I want to be sure that we're likely to hold. I want that extra confirmation that also gives me minimal risk to maximum potential reward. So that's what we're looking for here. All right, very, very simple. The other way you could enter this is a pattern, but we don't get one. I don't believe we hit the 618 on the C leg here. Nope. So we don't hit. We haven't got a pattern trade. So we just have to be patient now. I'm going to run through this for the guys that didn't see it, because this is a beauty of a setup. Very, very good trade. And I'll explain that to you why now, right? So I was looking at the pound dollar. This is the higher time frame. This is the daily. And we're doing this IPDE process where we identified that we had a hold of resistance at this level. We then violated the retracement of the double top. Okay. And then we started to push down. We saw new low. And we actually got a new low. Okay. Now, as we went down to the trading time frame, 4-hour time frame, we started to get this equal measured move, right? This complex pullback here, and what we found is there was a decent trading opportunity up at this level, and I'm going to draw out the confluence that we found right now. So try and think of it like, you know, we're trying to build up confirmation that there's a high probability trading opportunity. Trying to think like as many other traders as possible. Okay, so some traders trade patterns, some traders trade equal measured moves, Elliott waves, fibs. Some people trade off even handle numbers. Some people trade off of support and resistance, right? So we're trying to think as many other traders as possible and try and build out confirmation in a zone that will provide us with a high probability trading opportunity. And the first thing we did as we started to push up here, we noticed that we were putting in a lovely equal measured move. Okay, so we pushed up to this level. We had an equal measured move, which just so happened to be a completion point of an even handle number. Right, so we had an even handle number. We had an equal measured move. So what we did next is we zoomed right into this and we said, right, what else can we build out here that's going to give us confirmation that this is a high probability trading area? So first thing we did was we said, right, well, fib ratios. Lots of people trade off of fib ratios, and we were looking at the major extension ratio, that 127 extension. All right, so let's just clear these off, so keep it nice and clear. So we had a 127 extension lining up nicely in that zone. Next thing we did was bring on the extension tool and use it as an inversion. So we inverted the extension from this low to the previous high, and we had that 1414 lining up with a 127 as well. So let's draw these off. All right, so we had a bit of fib confluence. The last thing we did is we took a retracement from this most recent high to swing low, and we had that 786 perfectly in that zone, right? So I think everyone can agree that we've got a decent CTS style setup here. Decent trading opportunity at this level. Even handle number, equal measured move, fib confluence. Right, there was a bat pattern trade a little bit higher up, okay, but we're not looking at that for now. Not looking at that for now. The bat pattern's around 40.29. But we're not looking at that for now. What we're looking at is this zone here. Now, the next thing I look at is RSI. RSI goes overbought. And at this point, we're looking for an entry technique. Now, I'm looking for a double top at this level. This is one of the levels that I'll pay attention to for a counter move. I'm looking for a double top. I can drop down to a lower time frame. And we got that beauty of a double top here, right? 1, 2, RSI, overbought, massively overbought, up at 90. And conventionally, guys, RSI is considered overbought at 70 and oversold at 30. Those are the conventional, from 0 to 100, it's 70 and 30. I like to have mine set at 80 and 20 because I'm using it as an extreme filter. As a filter, okay? So we were way over that. We were up at 90, extremely overbought. And then on the second test, we had that nice bearish divergence. Next bar market entries came in here for anyone trading the double top. We then violated, okay, the retracement of the double top, pushed up and got a 26.18 opportunity, which looked like it hit targets already. Okay, but for me, I was looking at entering next bar market on this double top. I got a little bit of a worse entry than I would like. Worse entry than I'd like. But my targets are sitting down here. Okay, at 39.19. Stops go above the high. Getting a very decent risk reward. And there we have it. Now, I'm still in this trade. And look what's happened, right? Look what's happened. We've pushed down, we've pushed back up, we've pushed right down about 6 or 7 pips from my target, and then back up, and then in the red. Yep, and this is the discipline that's required. This is the discipline that's required. Now this is a 10 grand account, okay? I'm in the same trade on my personal account as well. But this is discipline. This is what's required. Because if you start taking profits early, what you'll end up doing is jeopardizing your system, damaging your results. Every time market goes in your favor, you'll build a habit of taking profits early. Every time market goes against you, you'll take bigger losses because you think the market's going to turn around in a minute, and you'll move your stop loss. And every time you take a trade, you'll be doing this. This reward to this risk. Well, how long do you think it takes you to go broke that way? Is there still a high probability that I'm going to hit my targets? Yeah. From the minute I place the trade, there's a higher probability that I'm going to hit targets. That's the whole point. So, as soon as you place the trade, that's it. Why change? Why change it? Exactly. So this is one of the most, you may not think, but this is one of the most beneficial things that you're going to get from the room. This belief transference. So this is a good trade. Very, very good trade. The last entry criteria is this FTB that we've just had this morning. If you're in this, you would have entered, you'd be triggered into this trade now, your stops will be above the high, and you'll be managing that as per the FTB rules. Now you can just continue trailing that down. But that's the trade. Good trade. Yuri says, I had to learn this the hard way. I wish I had this stuff when I started out. Very good learning, Jason. Yuri, I 100% know where you're coming from. I 100% agree with you. And that is exactly, hopefully you guys can see the approach here now. All right, because I lost about 36 grand before funding that account to trading courses, markets, donations to the market, you know, gurus. Nothing like this existed. So that's the great thing about tier 1, guys, and that's why, you know, that's why many people say, I wish I had this when I was learning it. It really is a remarkable platform. Coming back to this trade that we're in, this is the discipline that's required, sticking with a trade, right? I mean, we pushed down to about 50 pips. I think it was 50 pips yesterday. All right. About 50 pips yesterday. Just came within my 6 pips of my order. Didn't quite get filled. Yeah, this is a lesson, all right? This is, look at this. This is discipline. Right? Look at that. Who's been guilty of price action pushing down to almost hit their target, then pulling back and then you take profits off? Answer me this. If this is in my plan, is this still a good trade? At the moment, is it still a good trade? Has anything changed? No, nothing changes. As soon as you enter the trade, nothing changes. Alright guys, just to finish off the video, just about to wrap this up for the day. Keep my eyes on these. As you can see, we're just approaching down into this final chance entry. I can also get a higher close candle anywhere in here. So we've broadened out the kill zone for the higher close. And on the pound dollar, just still toying with the order. So I'm going to go to the gym, keep my eyes on this, and hopefully we can hit targets, and I'll see you in the tier 1 chat room. Alright, so that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the analysis there. I know lots of people get lots of value from the style of my approach to the markets and how simplistic it actually can be. This is how you generate consistent profits. Doesn't matter, my system doesn't matter to you. So-and-so's system doesn't matter to me. Tom's system doesn't matter to you. This is just how you generate consistent profits out of the market. It's by having a plan, a rule-based plan, capturing those moves that happen frequently in the market, building rules around those moves, and then capitalizing them. All you have to do is show up every day and consistently trade that plan to generate consistent profits. So if you're not doing that at the moment and you want to learn how, go over to the tier 1 trading platform, get your membership. You get everything free with the membership, so we're not selling any courses. We literally just want to create the highest turnover of consistently profitable traders, nothing else. We don't want people that are dabbling. We don't want people that are not dedicated. We just want people in there that are going to go through, treat it seriously, and come out the other side with a gleaming, case study. And just lastly, before I go, if you think that you know someone who's thinking about getting into Forex and you think they've got the wrong idea, and maybe you're just not interested at all and you're just watching this on the off chance because you've got a friend that told you about Forex, please share this with them, because the chances are they're going off into the abyss, and we want to get people on track. So share this with them, give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media platform, and I'll see you in the chat.